Beauty influencers are lying to you. Hello, you may know me for my brutally honest makeup reviews. She's in our podcast era. There's a lot of controversy in the beauty industry. We live in a shallow, untrustworthy society, and it's making us all feel terrible about ourselves, but we're just not talking about it. Let's discuss. Let's use this podcast to rebuild ourselves. I'm going to share practical tips on how you can do that podcast by podcast and be the most beautiful versions of ourselves. Whether you're cleaning your house, putting on your makeup, or drinking your coffee, sit back because this podcast is going to be juicy. If you like this type of video, please let me know so that I can schedule more in. She's got a mic now. We're taking life seriously. So let's start with a juicy one. Are you a victim of an influencer crime? Have you ever bought a beauty product that an influencer has raved about, only to try it yourself and think, this is awful? Well, let me tell you, you're not alone. With the rise of beauty influencers, we've gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of recommendations, but we've also seen scandals and dishonest reviews and a lot of moments where trust has been broken. So let's get to the bottom of this. Do beauty influencers have a responsibility to be honest to us? Tiny little story time. I am a professional makeup artist. I work in TV mostly, but I also do freelance. Over the last year or so, I've been taking my online platform a little bit more seriously, providing you with brutally honest makeup reviews and products from a makeup artistry point of view and not an influencer point of view. The purpose of it was because I felt like there was a lack of trust. I'm someone who doesn't use filters. I give strictly honest reviews, and I was opened up to an industry that I was not prepared for. My sole job is makeup artistry. Let me be real with you. It's like having two full-time jobs. I do only select the brands that I absolutely truly love. I don't want to brag, but I don't need it because of my makeup job. I know that might have sounded quite blunt, but I just wanted you to be real in where I'm at so that I can create an honest environment here. My name's Amy, by the way. I don't think I introduced myself. I do sometimes go by Billy because of my social media is under Billy Blonde. You can call me whatever, I don't mind. It's hard to believe right now, but influencer culture has had some positive impact. Before influencers existed, it would be really hard to tell whether products were good on people because there was no online reviews. So you'd have to go to the shop, buy the product, and potentially waste your money in finding out if it's right for you. Even though we've got editing involved, it's still really good to see products on real people instead of just models and photoshopped photos that brands have used. When influencing didn't exist, brands would use magazines and stuff to show that their product worked on people, but they would use models and they would Photoshop their photos to the high heavens. It's also really good if you're a bit I've got this product but I don't know how to use it. You can watch an influencer use the product and know how to use it to its potential. That I say very lightly because not all influencers know how to use products. But with great influence comes great responsibility. Influencers have gained a power like no other. They could butcher a brand with a video. They could also sell out a brand with a video. It's mad how much power they have. Because of said power, this is where things get tricky. As I said, I have been opened up into this new influencing world, and I have realized how influencers make their money. They either make their money from affiliate links, so recommending products on their social media with a link, and the link basically gives them a bit of commission depending on the product. They can also make money via YouTube, which I've just started to do. Congratulations to me, I've started to get monetized. Thank you very much. You can also get paid on TikTok. That doesn't require any dishonesty because actually it's just all about views and watch time. Then the biggest earner is brand deals and sponsorship, which are basically the same thing. It's when you work with a brand to create content to put on your platform. This is separated into two though. So you've got UGC. You're basically a content creator for the brand. You don't actually have to post on your own socials. Or you work with the brand to post on your socials. You're showing your followers that you really love a product and you're working with them. Getting partnerships isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's the way that influencers get paid for posting online. And we actually want that because we want real people to tell us whether products work or not. But for real people, when money is involved, it's natural to think, is this legit? And a lot of us are left thinking, are they just saying this to get paid? Let us not forget the Michaela scandal that happened on TikTok. She posted a video advertising, I think it was a L'Oreal mascara, and she had Ardell Wispies clearly on her lashes. Still to this date, we do not know if it was Ardell Wispies or the mascara. My heart says it was the Ardell Wispies. Let me know what you think. It left us all wondering how many times influencers have fooled us and said a product product was good when it wasn't. If anything about that L'Oreal mascara thing with Michaela, I don't even think it sold the product. I think it just drew attention to the fact she was very dishonest. But that's just my opinion. Who am I to talk? Let's not forget the TikTok ban that nearly just happened for Americans. There was a trend going around where influencers were sharing crazy information about how they worked with brands that they actually didn't use, and like, actually I hated that product type thing. How awkward is it now that TikTok isn't banned for Americans? Because now we've got lots of confessions online just show that influencers weren't legit. I just don't understand why that was even a trend. Just clearly showing you were really dishonest. Why would you do that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I've seen a couple of influencers delete those videos. So yeah, there's a new type of scandal that I want to discuss as well, where influencers aren't disclosing ads, and I see this far too often. They've forgotten, or they just have done it on purpose. They don't want people to know that they're advertising or getting paid for the video. There's now legal FDA rules that are in place where you have to do that, else you can get a lawsuit against you, which I personally think is great. Make influencers accountable. I don't know about you, but like, it's really annoying to see. It's as simple as not every product works for every skin or skin type or skin tone. So if you don't like a product, it's no shade on the brand. There's a way of delivering it that doesn't cuss out the brand, but just is honest. If an influencer is constantly telling you that products are good, then you've got to really think in your head, like, how legit are they? It's really dividing influencers. There's a huge divide in influencing at the moment with makeup artists really coming through. As makeup artists, we're not afraid to say when products don't work for us. It's no shade on the brand. Like, it's absolutely fine to say a product doesn't work for you. Yes, you can still make a video on a product you don't like. My recommendation to you is to go through your feed, make sure you're following influencers that actually say that products are bad as well as good. I would love to discuss this in the comments. Do influencers owe us the honesty? Personally, I think so. When you're in that power position, you have a responsibility to your community to give good advice. You do not know how far your impact is going. Someone could have their last £10 and spend it on a foundation you've recommended, and for it to be really bad would just be so devastating for them. That's a responsibility because you don't want them to waste their money. It would break my heart knowing that. It's more than credibility with your followers. It's misleading people and impacting their lives. But the flip side of that is to learn to take things with a pinch of salt and not take influencers' advice as gospel. We are all going to have different opinions. If you look through my comments on my recent videos that I've posted, you'll see the array of differences in opinions. And I personally support that. The more opinions we get online, the better decisions we can make overall. The great news is that we have a rise of transparency online, especially when it comes to inclusivity. I feel like a lot of people are calling out brands now, which I support, but also calling out influencers. And as a result of that, we are going to get a more transparent influencer culture. So I want to know what influencers you do and don't trust in the comments. You've seen something shady from an influencer, please tell me below. This isn't just to cut shade at people, it's to hold people accountable. If you're following influencers, make sure you take everything with a pinch of salt, even what I say. This will probably stop us wasting our money on products that just don't work for us. This is a podcast, but I also want it to be a discussion space. Do we want another podcast? I was thinking that the next episode could be about toxic beauty standards. Let me know if you want that episode. I love you, and I will see you in the next one.